Hey, today's video I'm going to be talking about how I get better sleep consistently and how you too can improve on your sleeping habits. So many people suffering from issues falling asleep and staying asleep. Some of the things that I've learned and have incorporated into my life where I've struggled also in the past have noticed much better results. It's not always going to be perfect. There's going to be times you wake up and such is on your mind or you're just up ready to go. But for the most part, you're not going to find yourself consistently incapable of getting a good night's rest day in and day out as much as possible. Here's a few of my tips. So one of the tips is if you find yourself unable to sleep at night because when you go to lay down, you're not even tired, it could quite possibly be because you've rested too much during the day, whether you're laying around on the couch, laying around on your bed, not really putting in enough activity, and just maybe even your day jobs got you sitting down and not really active very much. You feel tired while you're at work, but when it's time to come home, you were just resting, sitting, or whatever all day and kind of hard to sleep. Whatever it is, something I've noticed that the more active you are during the day, obviously being at work and doing anything is going to be more active and make you more tired than sitting on your couch or laying in your bed. And then when it comes time to go to bed, you can't sleep because you haven't really exerted any energy. So you want to exert energy, you want to get active, you want to be up and about and around. And by the time it's time to go to bed, you're able to actually go to sleep. A huge reason why elderly people have trouble sleeping and that their sleeping cycle is so bad is that they're mostly bedridden throughout the day. So they're not really able to sleep at a regular schedule than they would like to. They're usually up all night, sleep portions of the day, up all night, sleep portions of the day. And it just is the cycle of wondering why they're not getting rest. They're not really active. That's one of the best examples. So for better sleep, be more active. And on that note of being more active and getting better sleep, you also want to focus on another tip that I use is your circadian rhythm, which is basically your body wanting to go to sleep at a particular time each day and getting up at a particular time each day. And you fluctuate not very many, probably 30 minutes to an hour between that time frame. A huge reason why you can just wake up without an alarm is because your inner alarm is already waking you up, and that's the circadian rhythm. And in order to really master that, you want to go to bed at the same time, get up at the same time. I'd recommend going to bed as early as you can and getting up as early as you can. A perfect time would be between 10 p.m. 6 a.m. An hour between each difference would be good. You got your day job the next day and a little wind down at night, digest your dinner, and you find yourself going to bed. And anyone who's ever been a night owl knows that it's hard to be up all night, sleep all morning, and then when you actually have to go to bed early, whether it's because you're going to school now or you got a job now or you got to be at this place you got to be at for some reason that's calling for you, you're unable to go to bed and fall asleep because you're used to staying up until 3 a.m. for the past 3 months in a row. It's not going to be easy to just go to bed and get a good night's sleep when the rhythm of your inner alarm clock is haywired. Consistency is key in everything. Another tip I advise that I strongly do myself, I'm a lover of coffee and I drink caffeine products at times, and I've noticed if you drink a lot of them, you're going to be kept up and unable to sleep at night because you've been running on caffeine all day and the hormones of your body are all messed up. Especially if you find yourself at your job drinking coffee until 5, 6, 7 p.m. and even later at times. When you come home and after a long day of work, you're going to be hopped up so bad it's 1 a.m. and you still can't get to sleep. So nothing wrong with having a little caffeine. Just try not to drink very much, maybe a cup or two of coffee, whatever it is, And the earlier you get that done, the better. If you're trying to drink coffee anywhere past 3, 4 o'clock, it's going to be pretty difficult to sleep, whether you compare to drinking it at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m. And not only does that caffeine mess with your brain, it's also a diuretic. So you're going to find yourself often having to urinate a lot. Say you did get to sleep, now you got to wake up to go to the bathroom. So just manage the caffeine, coffee intake. Another thing I've noticed that a lot of people have suffered, and that I've suffered too in the past of things, is anytime you're getting those small dopamine hits of something, whether you're learning something new and you can't get enough of it, or you're on your cell phone on social media and you can't stop scrolling and you're just watching a bunch of content, all these little dopamine hits we're getting makes it hard for us to rest sometimes, not even just from the hormonal release, but also just things that might have planted into our minds that we can't get out of, maybe some bad news that happened or just something going on that's made us feel something. I personally, whether I'm learning something or watching something passive that's funny or whatever, I've noticed that the more of it that I watch, like say if I were to watch 30 minutes to an hour, I'd be okay. But if I was up watching it for 2 or 3 hours, it's a little more difficult to sleep and wind down when your brain's running on that frequency. So if you're going to do those things, use them for a bit, use them just to wind down for a moment. Just you get too caught up on any entertainment or anything that's just giving you a little high, you're probably going to have a hard time falling asleep. Because the reward centers of your brain are still highly triggering and firing off. They don't want to rest, they want to keep getting that dope that they've been getting. That's why it's dopamine. We're getting dope from some outer stimulus going into our brain, and we want to keep getting injections of it. That's why all that stuff's so addictive, video games and all those things. Another thing I've noticed for my sleep personally is I limit the amount of liquids I take in, whether it's water or anything. I try not to drink too much after about 7 p.m. And then even eating food later at night, just the digestion of food alone causes urine, and we end up having to get up 2 or 3 times sometimes to go to the bathroom at night because we're still digesting all that through our sleep. And if you try to limit what you're eating and drinking 2-3 hours before sleep, that's one less time you're going to be getting up. Waking up once a night may be normal. It's none's preferred, but 2 or 3 times is going to mess up your sleep and have you at a more likely that you're unable to fall back asleep. Definitely have been there. And the last tip that I've noticed is people with health problems are usually going to be up more throughout the night, whether it's with their disease or their ailment or just the stress of thinking about it that could be having you up. So just by getting your health in order, getting a better health, the lifestyle going for you, losing some weight, getting this or that ailment suppressed so that it's not so bad, or even reversing it, is going to help you not only with the pain or the discomfort, but also less stress of worry, which will help improve your sleep a lot. I personally haven't gotten there, but I know that if I was overweight and had acid reflux, or if I was overweight and had the stress of thinking about a heart attack, those things aren't going to help me sleep. So I try to do good things throughout my day so I can sleep. I like sleeping at night. So anytime I can find better ways to sleep, I try to get that in. So if any of you guys have any tips or anything that you do I haven't mentioned, I would love to know and share with other people. I wish you guys a good night's sleep. It's a very big part of health. Take care.